This time,
Please build a giant climate change fighting robot.
our eco-warriors
Recycling.
take on plastic pollution
There's so much.
in a bid to turn around our school and help save the world.
Grow out your hair so you can put it in like a proper bun.
Hello, what would you like?
That sounded pretty good.
I'm a bit overwhelmed.
Welcome to our school. The Yorkshire weather, reliably wet as usual.
Oh, weather's grim outside.
Around the world, the weather is becoming less reliable, which is having all sorts of negative impacts. I wonder what Miss Robinson's geography class know about it.
We might say that our weather is getting more something because we're seeing more droughts, more floods. Our weather is becoming more
Extreme.
nice, Logan, extreme. What are the kinds of things then that humans are doing to cause climate change?
We're cutting down trees which capture carbon dioxide, meaning we release it into the air.
Fantastic, well done.
Climate change is the earth warming up, glaciers getting melted, the sea level rising, stuff like that.
It's changing too much, changing drastically, and I don't think the planet's doing too well right now.
I want you to answer this question. What can you do to help?
Use less energy around the house and try to stop pollution by driving electric cars.
Good.
We all have a responsibility to look after the planet because it's not us that we're saving for ourselves, it's other people that we're helping out and the wildlife as well.
I care about the environment because it might not harm us as much now, but give it 10 years, and I know that seems a long time, but it'll fly by, and within 2030 or so, the world will be very different.
Faith, what can you do to help?
Recycle,
Okay,
don't litter,
nice.
and tell your friends not to litter.
Right, okay, so we're making sure that we raise awareness, right? Now, raising awareness is a huge part of changing people's behaviour. So, what I am doing now is I am launching our school's poster campaign to raise awareness about climate change. I want you lot to go away and create me a poster that helps to raise awareness about climate change, but also educate people on what they can do to reduce the effects of climate change.
I'm really excited to see what my students are going to create for the poster competition. And there is a surprise for the winner, but I can't say anything more.
It'll be done tonight.
It'll be done tonight. That's how fast you're going to have it done for me.
On my poster, all the writing's going to be green, like the brightest green I can find. Because then it'll stand out to everyone. And then hopefully, you people will start recycling. Because you need to recycle.
My name's Faye. I'm very chatty. I could literally talk for England. Hi! Christmas cracker! Just ignore me then. When I get home from school, I pretty much go straight back outside. I love being outdoors. I don't understand why people spend so much time indoors because there's so much to explore outside. I would rather be outside in a thunderstorm than I would be in here. With my little sister Lily, I like to do pretty much anything and everything I can do with her.
So we're planting some fruits and vegetables. So we got this is to help the environment.
I'm very passionate about protecting the environment.
So we're doing tomatoes, strawberries, peppers.
I try and recycle correctly at all times and at all costs. I think people need to recycle more because we're losing our world for no reason.
Looks like we found the perfect ambassador to deal with the problem head on.
I Are you going to do the climate change poster? Because I think I am. I think I'm just going to have like big writing and like lots of little pictures around it.
I started daydreaming about it. It's like the world's like a jigsaw puzzle, and it's just the pieces flying around. And under it says, "There's no planet B, let's rebuild our world."
That's a bit alright.
How can a school expect us to make climate change posters when they're not doing them enough?
I feel like there could be a bit more ways to make the school a bit more eco-friendly, like recycling bins.
So, see this bag? You're gonna put all your rubbish in there for me, please. I'm gonna take this to Mr. Jones. I'm gonna show him how much can be recycled.
Great plan. Mr. Jones is always happy to hear ideas that will help improve the school.
Come in.
I do think it's very important that school does more to recycle. I'm gonna aim to get more bins. So, I personally think we need to do more recycling. This was only 3 girls. Could you imagine how much a full school is?
Have you been learning about recycling the environment?
Yeah, in the ocean animals are dying because people aren't recycling plastic, and recycling would help because the plastic will go to a recycling centre instead of on the beach or in the ocean.
I try to be good. I've got a paper recycling.
I'd appreciate it if you went through your bin and showed me if you were recycling correctly.
My recycling bin where all of my paper is that the bin that you mean?
All your bins.
Uh-oh, Mr. Jones. I hope you're setting a good example.
Don't tell Miss Robinson, but I've been making a lot of notes, you know.
Recycling.
I was in such a hurry because
I do not care what hurry you're in.
You're right, no, you're right, it's my bad. Let me...
Caught red-handed there, sir.
That's the last time I forget to recycle even a shred of paper. Have you ever been to a recycling centre?
No.
Why don't we send you on a mission to a recycling centre so you can learn exactly where we need to get to and then come back to school and change things for the better? What do you reckon?
I'll spin it upside down. I think this is only the start of my journey of getting this school to recycle correctly.
Mr. Jones has asked Mr. Hassan to bring Faith, Ewan and Sammy along to the recycling centre, as he's noticed they all have a keen interest in the environment.
Now how do I look? You look amazing.
The aim was for them to bring their own plastic so that they can watch their own plastic get recycled from start to finish.
So now that we're ready, let's go, let's go.
When I arrived at the recycling plant, I honestly didn't know what to expect, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw.
Look at all of this.
There's so more.
Whoa! Guys, do you see all the stuff on the other end of the truck? And look, that's how they transport it from one place to the other. Insane, right?
I was blown away at how much plastic there was because it was only one recycling centre. I mean, could you imagine how much there are in the whole entire world?
Managing Director Steve will be their recycling guide for the day, and he takes plastic recycling very seriously.
We recycle roughly 100 tonnes of waste plastic every day.
What? That's almost the equivalent of 8 double-decker buses.
So in 2 or 3 days, everything you see here now will have been recycled.
All of it? Everything.
All of it.
That's productive. You're more productive in 2 days than I am in a year.
So we bought some of our own plastics, and will we potentially be able to put it through the process?
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know much about how this is done, so I'm going to hand over to our recycling expert, Faith.
Thanks, miss. The first step is to grab one of the huge plastic bricks and get it into the sorting room. That's where they break it up and send it to a clever sorting machine.
So this is the start of our process. This is where we sort and this is where we segregate.
It's not just the machines working hard here. It's time for us to get to work as well.
Do me a favour, grab a brush and help tidy up.
Don't worry, I'll clean up in the house anyways, don't worry.
OK, do you want to come with me and put your recycling onto the belt?
Can we put it on there?
Yep. So your pieces of plastic have just been sorted.
That's clever. Steve explained there are 7 different types of plastic, and this machine scans every piece to decide what type it is before sorting it into groups of the same variety.
And then what happens down here, look, that is all the plastic that's been sorted up here. Then that now is ready for us to start granulating. So this piece of equipment is a shredder. We're shredding the plastic down and it's then ready to be melted.
This bit is super important as it makes sure all the plastic melts at the same time and temperature.
We melt it together and then we chop it up into these little beads.
Finally, these plastic pellets are sold to other companies who will make them back into everyday items like wheelie bins, buckets and storage boxes.
The biggest job for you guys is keep putting your plastic in the right bins. That's what's key. You do that bit and we'll do this bit.
100%.
Back at school and with lots of new ideas and inspiration to share,
Does anyone have a rubber?
Faith and her classmates get to work on their posters.
That is a very out of shape Earth.
I'm going to draw a big planet and put 2 facts here and then write no planet be
Who
underneath.
thinks they're going to win?
I don't know. Any of us could win.
I don't think anyone should win. I think everyone's poster should get put up because the more posters you have, the more awareness that gets spread.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about it to all other students and then maybe like they'll pass it on to the parents or something.
I hope my classmates are recycling. We need to start to advertise.
Global warming. Act now.
It seems like the campaign's already picking up momentum.
Icebergs melt and cause floods and storms.
If you've got empty cups, can I have those in the bin at the front?
It's even found its way into Miss Tariq's English class.
Dear Boris Johnson, I am writing to address climate change and its effects on animals. Please build a giant climate change fighting robot with a plastic destroying sword.
The weather at this particular point is making it harder for polar bears to live due to the weather right now.
A few of our Year 7 eco-warriors have caught Miss Robinson's eye, and she has a real treat in store for them.
As a geography teacher, I definitely need all of my students to know about climate change. So I've decided to take them to see some real polar bears.
The group have come to spend the day at Yorkshire Wildlife Park, which works hard on the conservation and rehabilitation of many amazing animal species, both in captivity and in the wild. Surprisingly, it's even home to 4 very special polar bears.
It's weird to see an animal that you would normally see surrounded by ice in the middle of, like, grass, really.
Oh, it's massive!
But they are part of a conservation project. They're basically making sure that they are conserving the number of wild polar bears that there are left.
That's absolute madness.
All 4 polar bears were born in captivity, so have never known anything different.
I think it is important to keep endangered animals in captivity so they can start reproducing and get the population back up. They are huge. They are one of the things that are mostly getting affected by climate change.
Simon is a park ranger and resident polar bear expert.
So you guys are actually going to go and assist me today as a keeper. I'm going to bring the bears in and we're going to go out in there and put some food out so you guys get to see what these guys like to eat. All right, guys, so we're just going to head on in.
I was really excited to go in the actual enclosure.
All right, so what we've got in front of me is a bunch of variety of items that we're going to actually get you guys to put out for our polar bears. So we have lots of things such as cod liver oil, and we have squirty cream as well. Believe it or not, they do adore that. We've also got lots of different veg as well.
They like whipped cream and oil and like, huh? Makes no sense.
I was surprised they eat vegetables.
So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think I was the bravest because I actually picked up the biggest meat in the actual bucket.
How about taking a big piece of meat?
We let Ateja lift the big meat.
I think the boys were wimps.
Yeah.
So you can actually just throw those veg all the way across the area.
I took some whipped cream and then just sprayed it all over in circles.
I just put in lots on the top.
I don't think they get any whipped cream in the wild.
Yeah, they don't.
With dinner now served,
I wonder where they're going to go to first.
and everyone back at a safe distance, it's time to release the bears.
Oh, they're here. They're here. Oh, yo, that one's running. He's in there. Oh, look, now they're running off. Look, he's going for the Sunday. Yeah, he's and then he's like, don't leave me out, I'm coming.
They're all bypassing the carrots. They don't care about the carrots.
They don't want vegetables.
Whoa!
Look at him with the meat in his mouth.
Seeing the polar bears in real life, it changed how I thought about them and how I should help climate change a lot more, because they're actually really nice animals and it's not fair for them to die for something that we're doing.
Oh! This trip made me think more about certain animals that are getting endangered, and it's not their fault, it's our fault.
Oh, he's got the bag of fish, look.
Oh, let's get this meat first.
Whoa! That's like what my dog does with Christmas presents.
It just shows what these small things humans do every day are actually causing and building up towards.
Seeing them being so excited, really, to get back and continue spreading the message, it did make me feel very proud.
Let's go.
But that's not all Miss Robinson has to feel proud about. She's had some brilliant entries for her climate change poster competition.
So, wow, these are all amazing.
I know.
And she's drafted in Miss Tompkins to help choose the finalists.
So, obviously, we need like a mix of information and really
Information
good
good
pictures.
stuff. I'm already drawn to this one.
Me too. I think the picture.
I
is
just
so
think that's
cool.
beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
And, like,
and it's really emotive.
So I think that needs to be one of our
Yeah,
top three, do you reckon?
definitely.
Should we put
Yeah.
that over there then?
Yeah. I think
Um,
also this one.
Would you go for that one?
And
Right, let's go for that
definitely
one.
as well. Probably that one.
He's really good. Do you think this
So,
one?
Yeah.
There is no planet.
B. It's just like quick in it, snappy. Thanks, Miss, for helping me.
Miss Robinson and Miss Tompkins have managed to narrow it down to 3 finalists. Sammy and his melting polar bear poster. Olivia with her colourful and informative entry. And Faith with her snappy slogan. So, who will win? The finalists are making their way to a mystery location to find out.
So, how are we feeling then about this surprise? Are we feeling nervous?
If Olivia or Sammy do win, I'd be happy for them. To me, it wasn't about winning, it was about raising the awareness.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure you were all wondering, Miss, why on earth have you brought me here? So, if we have a look.
I had no clue why I was just stood in some field. And then I saw my poster on a billboard. I was so shocked, like I was speechless.
As you can see, it's up on a massive billboard.
Oh,
Look how good it looks.
I knew Miss Robinson said it was going to be a big prize, whoever wins this. But I never knew it was going to go on some massive billboard.
So we took it one bigger than just putting the posters up around school.
I chose Sammy's poster because I loved the pictures in it, and I also loved his phrase and how emotive it was.
We're all talking about raising loads of awareness, but having your poster on a billboard in the middle of Sheffield is the best way to raise awareness.
I'm so shocked, like, it just feels amazing that I'm spreading a lot of awareness. When we was about to finish and go back to school, my mum decided to turn up out of the blue. My mum's here. For her to be there was like, I was like so happy.
I never thought I'd see some of yours on the billboard. I'm proud of you.
I think having the poster on the billboard has definitely helped spread awareness. It's not missable. If you miss it, you probably need to go get your eyes tested.
To complete Faith's eco mission, Mr. Jones has ordered some recycling bins for her to place around the school.
Our recycling bins have arrived and I am over the moon. I couldn't be more happy. I think we got a decent amount of recycling bin to put around the school. To put the bins out was an amazing accomplishment. The recycling bins will be how I leave my mark at this school.
The recycling bins are out. Just one small step in tackling the much bigger climate change problem.
We need to keep this planet clean because without this planet, what would we be?
We want our future children and grandchildren to have a life. We don't want them to be born into a polluted world.
And it's going to get worse if you just leave it and ignore it. So if you actually take part and try to do something about it, it's going to get better.
Instead of throwing out plastic bottles, we can just put them in the recycling bin.
We should use electric cars.
Instead of using plastic bags, you could use bags made of cloth so you can reuse them all the time.
You can walk a lot more, use a lot less transport, because not only is it good for our bodies as well, also good for the entire world.
I think that people should stop eating meat for just a few days.
Every little thing counts. Everything we do, every small movement can help change the entire world.
There's no planet B, it needs to change now. If not now, when?
Next time.
It's about time for kids to take over the school.
That's a verbal warning.
How can I help? Go on then, get in.
On it.
Let's go.
Look down, woman. Because when cows fart, they release methane, which is really bad for the, what do you call it?
Right, one sec, just gonna ship you out. Bye!
The ice in the Arctic and the Antarctic are melting.
So you can drink it?
Go again.